Welcome back. It is time to bake our cinnamon rolls. I just got these out of the refrigerator a few minutes ago. Now you could let them stay out for a few minutes, just to kind of acclimate to the temperature of the room. I don't know if it makes a difference. There's been some mornings that I'm in a rush and I just take them right out and put them in. So as long as you have a metal pan that can withstand it going right into the oven, then that's safe to use. So oven's at 350. I'm going to pop these in. I'm going to check them at 20 minutes. Usually they take about 24, 25 minutes, but I'm going to check them to make sure. It'll make a difference on how thick you have them cut, even how close you have them spaced as far as how long they're going to take to cook. So can't wait to see how they turn out. So while the cinnamon rolls are in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and get the frosting made. This is a really easy but well-loved recipe of cream cheese frosting to go on top of it. So it's not a health food. Cinnamon rolls aren't. And so I think anybody making them kind of already knows that or eating them. So you're going to use a half a block of cream cheese and a stick of butter. And what I would first recommend doing is going ahead and with your paddle attachment, again, you could use a hand mixer, you could use it just by hand, completely up to you. But with the paddle, I would say go ahead and incorporate the cream cheese and the butter in together. Now this next step is always the one that I make the most mess on of I think anything I make in the kitchen. I have one of those little chutes for my KitchenAid to make it so that everything could go right down in it. I don't know where I put that thing years ago. So I'm just going ahead. I have my 3 cups of powdered sugar all measured out here. Grab a spoon. And I'm just going to put a little bit in at a time. I swept my floors this morning, but I didn't mop them because I just knew this would happen when we get going here. If it doesn't fly all over, we'll call that the miracle of YouTubeism or something. I don't know. Hope you're all having a fun Saturday. I hope you have lots of great plans for today. I want to finish getting my kitchen painted and run a few miles and maybe play some games. Who knows? Enjoying my family that is now quarantined with me and enjoying that time as well. So the other thing that we're going to add in here is a half teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in now. It's amazing how much just a little bit of moisture can really help the recipe, help the icing come together. So I'm going to use my adjustable measuring. Now, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you measure it right over the bowl. I would measure it maybe over the sink or over another container before you are putting it into the actual recipe itself. So add a little bit more. It may have been the first time, maybe. I can't speak yet. We'll wait and see if this goes all over the place. If it starts to look like it's snowing inside, maybe. Hey, there's always a first. There's a little cloud you can see of powdered sugar. Now the next recipe that I'm going to be making is a quick cinnamon bread, but I'm going to show you how to make it gluten-free. Just my favorite flour that I've found so far. So we'll be doing that next. So the icing is all ready, and I'm going to let it just set here, and once the cinnamon rolls come out of the oven, then we'll go ahead and ice them and everybody will be able to enjoy them. So I hope your house is starting to smell great with your cinnamon rolls cooking and that your family will enjoy them too. See you in a minute. So this is about 20 minutes in the oven, and so you can see they're just about done, but when I test it, it looks like it's still a little doughy on the inside. So I'm going to put them back in for 4 minutes and see how it goes. They're looking delicious though. All right, so our cinnamon rolls are out of the oven. They've cooled down a little bit, but I don't want them all the way cold because we have moved our icing into a Ziploc bag. I'm going to just cut the tip of that off so that we can get that icing on there. And I just think it makes it a little bit easier to put it on in equal amount with the bag. You may find that this is more icing that you need, but who doesn't like to have some cream cheese frosting in their refrigerator on standby? Or maybe you will like to use all of it on these. Again, a lot of that's personal preference. So I'm going to put these all on, just kind of getting it on there evenly. Now, if I knew where I'd put my cake decorating bag, I would have used that. You could also just use a cake spatula and frosting spatula and just put all the icing on that way. Again, this works best for me for today. All right, let's see how that spreads out. Looks like part of the metal from the cream cheese container is what that looks like. So I'm just going to use a knife and spread that around a little bit. Cut that part in. So you're going to see this sort of melts in there a little bit. What are you guys thinking? Are they looking good? Tom wanted to make sure that there's going to be scrambled eggs made with them. Yes. Gotta balance out your snack kind of breakfasty foods with your proteins also. So make sure you have some fruits and proteins today. Again, figure out what method is best for you. And I have more of this icing, so I'm going to finish up on there. So I hope you enjoy your cinnamon rolls. Please let me know if you made them. Add on a picture. Let me see how you're doing with it. If you have any questions, if you had your kids involved, wow, I'd love to see that as well. Kids in the kitchen is a great time to spend time together and build some great memories while also teaching life skills. So that is a wonderful thing for me to know that you were able to do that with your family today. If you have any questions, about how to maybe change your recipe, cut it in half, double it, if you're not familiar with how to do that, I would love to help with that in any way too. So enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and I'll scoop one of these off for you. You can see.